Hello, YouTube family, bulls and bears. It is Friday, January 14th, 2022, and we've got a dire warning out of HSBC regarding what's happening with the supply chain and what we're likely going to see as we continue here in 2022. We also have a few other bits of news to catch up on and to put out here for you today. So let's get started right here. Now we're seeing the highest inflation in about 40 years. The official number, the CPI, is coming in at 7%. We know the real number is closer to 15%. And if you look at a larger basket of goods and commodities, you're seeing even much higher than that. In some cases, 20, 30%. Just look at rents, automobiles, the cost of some foods, including meat, double-digit gains. But now with the health crisis and what's happening over in China, HSBC, that's Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation, that's what it stands for, issues a dire warning. HSBC issues warning that disruptions to manufacturing are inevitable and the world could be headed for the, quote, mother of all supply chain bottlenecks. Now, if this warning is correct, and I have no reason to doubt that it is correct, expect to see prices rise even further and faster than we've already witnessed just in the past couple years. And that's pretty scary. And I'm wondering how many people are actually even going to survive this if it gets much worse. And I'm not saying that to be a fearmonger. I'm just saying that a lot of people are not self-sufficient. Now, there's a meme that I saw earlier, and it's so true. And I'm going to show it on the screen right here. Grandma survived the Great Depression because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff. How many people do you know nowadays that actually know how to do stuff? If something goes wrong at your house, you need something repaired, something fixed, you know someone just in the local neighborhood that can go ahead and help you out? If you're running low on food, do you know someone in the neighborhood that grows food that you can go maybe barter with or trade something or maybe even exchange services for? Well, most of us don't because not too many people are like grandma here from this picture. Now, I think the real carnage in the United States is going to be in the second half of 2022. Now, of course, there's a lot of rescue programs that they could come out with and try to kick the can further down the road to try to stave this off. They could cancel rents again. They could cancel foreclosures. They could cancel utility bills. They could keep student loan payments in freeze mode where no one has to pay their student loans. They could start sending out more stimulus checks. But if prices keep rising and if the warning out of HSBC is even remotely correct, people in the United States are in for some big trouble. And this could get pretty awful. And we need to start really paying attention and figuring out, how we should be preparing for what's headed our way. Recent article here out of Reuters. U.S. grocery shortages deepen as pandemic dries supplies. And listen to this. Growers of perishable produce across the West Coast are paying nearly triple pre-pandemic trucking rates to ship things like lettuce and berries before they spoil. And quote, we typically will ship East Coast to West Coast. We used to ship it for about $7,000. Today it's somewhere between $18,000 and $22,000. Now, some of you may be saying, oh, this is fear-mongering. Food prices haven't risen that much. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry. But think about this. I think we're just at the beginning. We're just at the beginning of this situation. I think prices are just going to continue to rise. And next year, the year after that, the year after that, if this continues, then will you start maybe paying attention to what's going on and start actually caring and maybe even preparing for what's coming. And I think once this crisis really starts to deepen, there's going to be a lot of people moving out of the cities and into the country where they can do more farming and try to be more self-sufficient, like grandma who survived the Great Depression was. Now, considering that the Great Depression was about 90 years ago, I wonder how many people that survived that time are still around to teach their kids and grandkids how they did it. Well, even if they were to teach the kids and grandkids, it's going to be very difficult for people to do something like this and do homesteading and grow food because you have outrageous costs of just owning land. Even something as simple as farming, you have this huge overhead from the taxes, from the cost of the fertilizer, the seeds, the pest control, and on and on. So even if people did have the knowledge and the skill and the know-how now that they did back then, the cost of living is so much higher, it would still make it very difficult for that to be done like they did back then. Now on this channel, we quite frequently try to figure out and analyze how people are getting by. How could there be so many job openings, people quitting their jobs? We see the great resignation. How can so many people be doing that when the cost of living is so high? The expanded unemployment benefits ran out at the end of last year in just about every state. So what are people doing to get by? Well, a lot of things to uncover there, but people are moving in together more often, getting roommates, splitting the cost of home ownerships with several other people and housing and rents. But also, here's something I noticed today. And could this be a sign of people getting more desperate and doing whatever they can do to get a paycheck? California EDD freezes 300,000 disability claims. So are more people suddenly becoming disabled because now they don't have the extended unemployment benefits? And this is just in California, 300,000. The California Department that distributes workers' disability benefits is freezing more than 300,000 claims while it investigates possible fraudulent applications. It continues, there's been an unusual amount of new disability claims made to the Employment Development Department in the past month, the EDD said. So is this yet another warning, another sign that people are getting more desperate and will do whatever it takes to continue getting some sort of paycheck when they're not working? Now, combine everything that's going on here, the high cost of living, a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck, barely getting by, in some cases not getting by. And we appear to be reaching some sort of a breaking point. Mortgage rates now are continuing to rise, the highest now since March 2020. That's almost a 2-year high. The Fed out there talking about tightening, talking about raising interest rates. Maybe there's a bit of good news here. Another bank is getting rid of overdraft fees. Now, Wells Fargo has joined Bank of America and getting rid of the overdraft fee. And I think people are going to need it. So are the banks doing this now because they see what's about to hit? Please let me know what you think down in comments about the supply chain issue, the warning out of Hsbc. Are you seeing any shortages in your local grocery store, on your shelves? Are you noticing rising prices? Folks, we're going to wrap this one up today. Sorry about no camera today, but I just wanted to make this quick video. Didn't have a camera set up where I'm located at right now. So hope everyone is well. Keep stacking, people. Stay safe. Bye for now. Peace.